enrolling some of you guys in here. It is a fabulous offense, but I will say this, of course, we've already started. If you don't run the wing T, I think you're still going to get something out of today's talk. If you run the wing T, it's going to be even better, but I want to talk kind of in general terms and then specifically. But I want to talk to you about all the factors, in my mind anyway, that go into attacking a defense. And most of you probably think, and I know when I sat down to put this together, well, what do I do during the game to attack a defense? Well, one of my mantras has always been proper preparation prevents poor performance. And so it's all the preparation that goes into everything you build into your offense that actually attacks defenses. So we're going to talk about some things that you possibly had not considered as part of attacking a defense. And we'll talk about those in a second. So again, no matter what offense you run, I want to encourage you, if you have not studied military tactics, offensive tactics, do so. The strategy that the military uses to attack on the battlefield is extremely applicable to what we do in football. You need to know how to attack defenses. Be a student of the game. Study this thing. It is full time. If you haven't bought it down there, see at the bottom, Cubby's book on the wing T, if you're a wing T guy, is now available online for free. You just type in Cubby's book. I reread it every year for 28 years during the winter, going back over looking at it. Two books I would recommend. One is pretty familiar to everybody, The Art of War by Sun Tzu. But one I picked up on this last fall because I had a Marine Corps Colonel's son playing for us, is this book entitled Warfighting by United States Marine Corps General Bray. It is excellent in terms of tactics and how to attack and what the Marine Corps with a small unit attacks people. So I recommend the reading. Now, my wife said I had to throw in the sales pitch or she was going to kick my butt. She's waiting outside. I wrote a book a few years ago. I got 5 copies up here. I'll sell it to you for $10. It's a $25 book, but I just need to get rid of it. 101 little things that can make a big difference. Developing a consistent football program, consistently successful program. I was sharing the FCA breakfast. From 1991 to 2006, the worst record we had at Western Branch High School was 6-4. In most years, we were 9-1 and 10-0. 15-year period, we kept this thing going. And what I wrote down is a little, no X's and O's in here. This is just how to run a program. So if you're a head coach or assistant coach, got some up here at the end. Hopefully my wife will come in. I've also done several videos. I got some of these. This is on the Gus Malzahn wing tee, the spread wing tee. We'll talk about it in a little bit today. I got some sets of these. That's like $160. I'll give it to you for $75, half price if you want. So they'll be there at the end. Now my wife can't fuss at me. Save the picture and move on. Okay. Here are what I think are the steps involved in preparing to attack defenses. Again, whether it's the wing tee, any offense you're going to use, I think this is after. It starts with the huddle, the huddles. Now, you probably never realize that's part of attacking a defense, the kind of huddle you use. Most people don't even think about the huddle as being, that's just time to take between plays. And we're going to look at this specifically, how you can attack defenses with your huddle. Certainly your alignments and your packages, and I'll go over the things we did with our multiple wing tee, get an idea there. Your cadence and audibles that you use is part of attacking a defense. Now again, I'm just introducing now to give you specific. Certainly your scouting and what you do in scouting and game planning is critical because you're putting your game plan together prior to starting the game. And then, of course, finally, is what are you going to do during the game? And I think that's the one, if I could draw a dotted line there for a second, that's the one that separates the good offensive coaches from the great ones. It's the ability to adjust during the game and not necessarily having to wait till halftime to do it. Because everything's going crazy during the game. You're running around the sideline and being able to know what the defense is doing, what they're giving you, what they're trying to take away, and being able to adjust to that, I think is critical to being successful during the game. And as I said, to me, this is where you separate the good ones from the great ones. And yeah, I'll sell the wing tee because it was very, very good to me. The wing T gives you that opportunity because it is a system of offense to say, all right, they're taking this away, but if they're taking this away, that opens something else up. And you've got it right there. You just know, all right, they're taking away buck sweep from the tight end. First thing we're going to do is run the buck sweep back to the split end. They're taking away buck sweep to the tight end. The next thing we're going to do is go off tackle with the fullback down. It's built in. That's the beauty of the wing T. It is a system of offense. And so you've got to, it's not just grab bag, well, let's pick something out and see if this works. Tell me, I already tell you it's going to work. If they're taking away this, this is going to be open. All right. Let's start with the huddles, those 5 areas. We do 3 kinds of huddles. Our regular huddle, 5 or 6 yards. I don't know if you're a huddle team or not. You huddle 5. Quarterback calls the play. The guys walk up to the line, which drives me crazy, and you settle in, you start. I don't think that's helping you one bit. The only time we did a regular huddle this year was end of game. We were just trying to take time off the clock. But it was there, and we had it if we wanted to need it. Of course, the second thing now is going to be on the ball, quote, no huddle. Now, I'm going to plant a seed here for you as we're getting into this. I'm going to talk a lot about tempo. Everybody's talking about, up-tempo offenses, and that's the rage, that's the big thing. And we like to go up-tempo too. But the reason I call it on the ball is because you can run several different tempos, several different speeds when you don't huddle. I mean, it can be NASCAR, it can be Indy, whatever you want, or it can simply be, we're just not going to huddle, we're going to get on the line. This, again, changing speeds. Now, let me pause here real quick. Here's my 2 analogies. A baseball pitcher, a great baseball pitcher with a great fastball. I mean, mid-90s, smoke, high and tight, low and away. He just throws heat, heat, heat. And most batters are up there just quaking in their shoes. But what about the good hitters? The good hitters love that because they know they're going to see that 95-mile-an-hour fastball every time, and that's when they're going to dig in and drill it. But if you got a Justin Verlander, who's also got a wicked curve, who changes tempo, and now they're sitting on the fastball, and they get that big drop in there at 85 instead of 95, even the great hitters are off balance. And that's what you want to do with defense. You want to keep them off balance. And I think this is one of the most misunderstood and under-recognized ways of unbalancing, if you would, or keeping defenses back on their heels, is with your tempo. You think about it, 5 or 6 years ago, Oregon comes out, spread, no huddle, up tempo, everybody's hair's, we'll never stop that. Well, you think about it now. The kid graduates and goes to the NFL. They ain't been real good the last 2 years. And everybody, and all of a sudden, and what do defenses always do? They're going to catch up, they're going to adjust, they're going to realize. Up-tempo now is no big deal. In our state championship game, we played a team. He said, we're Oregon. We're going top speed. Well, I got a defensive coordinator from next door talking. He goes, Coach, we've got to have 2 groups of receivers ready to go. As soon as that group comes off the field and that play's run, the next one runs on, we just tell the line, all we did was just zone right and zone left, and we're just going to run plays at our defense. Because we hadn't seen anything like this in 11 previous games. It took us a series to kind of adjust to it, and after that, no big deal. But let's say you go top speed one play or one series, and the next one you hump. The next one you slip up, down, back, forth. Again, it's just like fastball, curve, slider. You want to do something to keep that defense back on their heels. And then this became our favorite. Again, I'm a Gus Malzahn guy because you probably know he's a wing T guy from way back in high school. They call it the sugar huddle. I went, why? Short and sweet. If you watched Auburn, if this is the line of scrimmage, the linemen are this close to the ball. They got their backs to it. The quarterback's right up there. It calls the play. The wide receivers disperse. Clap the hands, turn around, get down, snap the ball, and go. We use that probably 90% of the time. The beauty of it, well, I already talked about it first. The sugar huddle, number 3, we found hides our formation. Now, Now in a base wing tee, as you know, there's only one wide receiver, but we like to send him strong to the tight end wing side a lot, pull that corner out of there. If you break the huddle and he jogs out and the rest of the team moves up to the line and they settle in, you call your cadence to snap the ball, the whole advantage goes to the defense in my mind. You're giving them a chance to see that and move, but when I signal in all the plays, as soon as the next play is ready to start, I tell the split end, I just point which side I want you to, because I'm already thinking what play I want to call. So if we want to run, say, buck sweep this way to our sideline with the split end over here to strong, I'm just going to put him here, and he jogs up, he gets on the line, and he just waits. The rest of them are right here. You'll see in a minute. Hopefully the video will still be working when we get to the end of this thing. We call the play, they turn around, snap the ball, and we're gone. He was uncovered in 4 of our 12 games this year, at least one time. I just didn't have a quarterback smart enough to get it out there. He's trying to be, I'm open. Without going there. They didn't even know he was out there because he'd already lined up. They're worried about how we're getting lined up in here, and we got a split end over here. So again, if it's unbalanced, they don't have time to realize and adjust to that. Boom, you snap the ball and you're gone. That's an advantage for the offense. And this is why, again, I'm talking about tempo, and something as simple as your huddle can do something to attack the defense. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, let's talk about alignments and packages. Why different packages? Now, you can call them formations, you can call them alignments, you can call them packages. We just like to use packages. The kids thought that was cool, so that's what we did. Why use it? Well, I think most importantly, in my mind, more kids get to play. And why are they coming out for football? Because I like to stand on the sideline for 12 weeks and watch. They want to get on the field. You've got athletes, you want to be able to use them. If you're using different packages, some tight, some spread, some shotgun, some under center, we run a couple of different single wing wildcat kind of formations. I'll show you here in a second. We even take in one formation, we took our quarterback and put him out at flanker because he's also a best wide receiver. And in another formation, because he played defense, he came off the field. He said, Coach, I like that when I get the rest for a little bit. So we had a squad. We're a Division III team in the independent school here in Virginia. We had 34 kids on our roster. 32 of them played a bunch every night. That wasn't necessarily always offense and defense. We put reserves on the kicking team. But those kids knew on Monday they were going to be contributing on Friday night because we're running kids in and off the field, on and off the field all the time during the game because of these different packages. More prep time for the defense. When I first started doing this in 90, 91, we decided to go to a little spread wing tee, and that kind of hit big, and everybody thought that was really cool, and I was going all over the country talking about that. We still ran base wing tee, but we had a spread package. And here at how smart I am, I just thought it was sexy and cool. We had to put it in. We had a great drop back quarterback. But we'd go along, and a really good team that we played, they could stuff our regular wing tee. So I went, let's change up and go spread a series and see what happens. Boom, 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 right down the field. Well, it took me a few weeks to finally figure it out. It ain't real smart. You know what? They're not spending a lot of time preparing for that spread. They want to stop buck sweep, down, trap, waggle. We get in the spread. Now we got receivers all over the field. We're still running wing tee plays. And now we're just moving the ball up and down the field. It's just crazy. We won several games then. So standing back going, you know what? I've just doubled their prep time. It's hard enough in 3 days to get a team ready for a wing tee. If nobody else is running in your district and you're looking for an offense in here this morning, I'm here to sell it to you. It works. It works. Now you got to learn it. You got to learn it cold. You got to have a coaching staff that knows how to coach every position. But the point is, the wing tee can do for you. That, to me, is the great equalizer. Because we didn't have great talent early on in the Western Branch. We got it as we went along, and even great players can play. But the fact now that you're showing different formations, different packages that they got to prepare for, and I'm going to show you now what we did this year. And the best coach in our conference, because I was retiring and everybody's willing to talk, he said, Coach, it was HE double hockey sticks to prepare for y'all. Because you're going to run regular wing tee, you're going to run the spread, you're going to run shotgun, you're going to run single wing, you're going to run that stupid spinner thing that you run. You run the spread. He says, you can't prepare for all of it. Well, it's all wing tee plays. We've only got 5 or 6 plays we run, but we can do it out of every package. You can utilize a skilled player skill. As I said, we go to some of these shotgun packages, we take our best running back and put him back at tailback. He only rushed for 2,100 yards this year in 12 games. Going to William Mary, alma mater on football scholarship. We wanted to put him in as many different places as we could and get him the ball. So a lot of times he was our tailback in some of our shotgun formations. So utilize that skill kit. But, and this is the main thing, it makes your base package more effective because now they're getting ready. And again, smart coaches would say, you're doing all that different stuff. That's wing T, but that's not wing T. I go, yeah, you're right. That's our spread option package. I hate the option, but everybody thought we were running read option, so I let them believe it. So it just, again, attacking defenses. This is Sunday night when they're looking at your film going, holy crap, we got to get ready for all this. I thought they were a wing T team. They are. There are multiple wing T teams. All right, to show you real quick. This is our blue hen package. This is base wing T, quarterback under center. Oops, I went done. This is our sugar huddle. We did huddle when we were in blue hen. And I had signals for them. You know, blue hen is the wings. And that package of people would know to go on the field. We ran our sugar huddle, snap the ball and go. That's 100, 900. We call it 400, 600. Some of you are wing T people, blue or red. Just shifting the halfback up in the slot. Still under center, blue hen. This is the strong I was talking about. I think very effective, particularly against the even front, where you pull that corner and stretch that strong safety out of there a little bit. So we brought the split end over now to the tight end wing side. We ran this probably 75% of the time. And again, when they can't even find the split end and they're trying to get lined up, because again, we break the huddle. Ready, break. Hit, and we're gone. They're running around just trying to get, well, there's the tight end and wing, and we've snapped the ball. If you are wing T, you know the slower you play, the easier it is for that defense to find out where your people are. And again, when number 33 is here one time and here the next time, your split end over here, they can't catch up. And this is not hurry up. We're just huddling a yard from the ball, turning around, getting down and going, instead of starting back here, ready, break. And what do? The fat boys pull their pants up and they waddle up to the line. The tight end stroll up and they go, there's 88, there's the wing, there's 33. Hit! You've given away your advantage. And again, this is not hurry up speed. We're just basically almost right there on the line. And for some reason, because they got their backs turned to you, and I don't know, they relax or something, but you just know it's boom, and you're down and you go. It screws them up. All right. And I will be around for a few minutes now. This is 2 hours worth of stuff. I'm going to try to do in 40 minutes. So I'm talking fast and my voice is going to go. We got this from Modesto Christian Academy, Modesto, California. Bruce, it's the greatest thing I've seen in 20 years. This is wing T at a shotgun. And we killed people with this. We've got all the stuff that Malzahn has with the motion and the shifts and the whole deal, but we're not spread. I guess I'm proud to say, in 12 games this year, we threw the ball 43 times. Do the math. But we rushed for over 380 yards a game. And as I said, one kid had 21 by himself. We're going to run the football. And yeah, we face 9 and 10-man fronts every week. But our kids could block, and we had backs that could break. We had 6 backs. 5 of them rushed for over 500, and the 6th one rushed for over 2,100. We're going to run the football. We didn't have great passers. We had good athletes at quarterback too. But this, and you'll notice now, he's a tailback, not a quarterback. That was one of our best running backs went there. And then the fullback was set here in kind of an offset pistol. And then we still had 2 great running backs at halfback and wingback. If you got them, use them. We had a split end that if you threw him a beach ball, he'd bounce it, but he could block. So we didn't need him. So this is good stuff. You need to find that Modesto Christian Academy. He's on YouTube. You can buy stuff. I got some stuff too. Then blue. This is the first time I ever read blue. This is strong left. This is still the Eagle package. Okay. Then again, we still go strong for split end. That moves him. So once again, we take the split end and move him this way. And then in certain situations, we even flopped the fullback. That's why I got the little asterisk. If we needed him to the tight end side, we just shifted him over here and then run back in there behind him. But the beauty of that, with a power runner there at tailback, we're faking jet sweep, and then he's running back off tackle with counters and traps and ISOs. You got a great running back, a la Cam Newton when he's at Auburn, run the ball a whole lot more. Mariota, Oregon, that type of thing, with a great runner. Tebow at Florida, we had a power runner there at that position. This is really cool. We've got some guys. We stopped kicking extra points 2 years ago. We go for 2 every time we score, and this is what we get in. We averaged this year. We were 85% on 2-point conversions. That's running the ball. Most high school kickers are not that efficient at kicking the ball for 1. We did it 2, and I tell you what, there's one huge difference between being up 16-0 and 14-0. And it happened in the state championship game. We're up 16-0. They scored just before the half. I was watching the film. In fact, I may have put it as a clip. And you look up and they show the scoreboard. It's still 16-0 because they had to go for 2 to try to catch up. They don't work on their 2-point play like we do. We work on it every day because this is part of our offense. They didn't make it. We stuffed them. They had no idea. When you get down to the 3-yard line, I mean, I see it in college. You can throw it from 3 yards. You got to throw from 3. If you can't run it in for 3 yards, there's something wrong with your running game. And we line up in a single wing, no splits. These guys are like 3 yards from the ball, and we just wham it again. I've got film, and hopefully it's going to work, so I'm just flashing by these things. But this was our short yardage goal line PAT package, and we were extremely efficient with this thing. Because again, they just go for that for 2. We won't take this. We got to worry about all that other stuff. So every time we score, it's 8, not 6. It's 8, not 7. And it's a huge difference. And then this is our spread. This is kind of a little signature thing we've done for a long time. It's just wing T. We've just taken the halfback, shifted him out, taken the tight end, flexed him out, taken the wing back, spread him out, back the quarterback up, move the fullback over. So if you kind of compress that down in your mind, that's just wing T. This is no huddle. We're up on the line, and again, we can dial up as much speed as we want. If it's an end of half in the game, we're at NASCAR speed. We're flying. Otherwise, and your linemen particularly, and your line coaches, then you ask them, they don't like the huddle. Just give me up to the ball, coach, and just wait. We'll be there in a second. We'll call the play and we'll go. What's the point of making him? If you're like me, I'm still old school. I expect him to run to the line. They don't like doing that. That's another 5-yard sprint as far as they're concerned. Anything they can get out of, they're going to do. So that's why we said, screw it. We're going sugar huddle. So all you got to do is turn around and get your fat butt down and we'll go. But this is our spread package. It's been very effective. And no, this is not necessarily just a passing package. We can run power, we can run belly, we can run trap, we can run quarterback counters there. We can run jet sweep out of it. We've got basically our whole offense out of this thing. Very effective. Last year, started really studying Malzahn stuff, and that's what these DVDs are all about. We ran two Malzahn packages or formations, the Tiger package. And again, if you know, it's the offset pistol with that sniffer back, blocking back in there. We took a big tight end. We had 2 good tight ends, so we kept both of them on the field at that time. Got both. They liked that, because otherwise one of them was on the bench. But we ran basically our same stuff there, and then we flipped it over. Saw this last night because I watched somebody run some film. This was really cool because you put the strength in the short side, and now take one of your best athletes and spread them out in twins this way. So if any of you have been digging with that, what they call them, RPO, run pass option, great formation, because your power running strength is into the short side. If they don't adjust their defense there, you just pound them off tackle. If they overload that way, you fake here, you hit the swing out there. We broke a bunch of plays. It's just hitting that halfback on the swing pass. And we're not a great passing team. Obviously, if you want to throw 43 times a year, you're not real good, but that was real easy for our quarterback to get out there. Okay, cadence. Again, how do you attack defenses? You attack defenses with your cadence if you'll use it. And this is what the book's all about. Little things, guys, can make a huge difference. You just have to work on them. But And again, I'm just sharing what I've learned here in 42 years. It is most effective if you have at least 2 snap counts. Well, Coach, my guys will be jumping off sides all the time. Not if you rep it. Not if they've got to do 5 push-ups when they jump off sides. 5. Did you hear that now? I didn't say 50. You don't go crazy. Well, every time, we're going to double it next time. We're going to double it again. 5 push-ups is all they need to know because it's a 5-yard penalty. Guys, drop down and give me 5. And that's everybody on offense. The 2 or 3 waiting in the back, they got to do theirs too. Just a reminder, mental error, you screwed up. But here's our cadence. I got it from Tubby Raymond, kind of modified it a little bit. We either go on first sound, which is hit, and we're gone. Or, we get up here so you can see me, and I'm an old man, so I don't bend over real well anymore. The linemen come up, elbows are on the knees right here. And again, hit, and we're gone. Hit, and we're gone. You do that 2 or 3 straight times, now it's 3rd and 4. We're going to go regular. Hit! 5-yard penalty, first thing. Our kids take great pride. We want to get at least 3 of those every game. It got so bad, the officials down in Tidewater would say, Coach Johnston, you can't do that anymore. That's trying to draw the defense off sides. I said, of course it is. Isn't that what you're supposed to do? I'm going, what in the world? Because, I don't know, I guess they thought it embarrassed the other team. But it's hit and we're gone, or hit and we tell them, don't just shoot it down, fire it out there a little bit. But, I mean, they do it a lot quicker now than just bam! That hand goes down, and then maybe they don't jump off sides, but they flinch. Linebackers are ready to come, and then they got to back off. Hit, red, set, go! We snap it on go. And here's the nice thing. Well, I figured this out a couple of years ago. I don't even have to tell them what we're snapping it on. Well, I'm telling everything today because I don't have to compete against any of it. The Delaware Wing T system, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. I know it's all crazy. The guy must have been dyslexic. 6, 7, 8, 9 to the left. If we're running 121, odd number, we're going on the odd count. 1, hit. If we're running 688 down, even number, we're going on the second snap count. Even number, even number. Hit, red, say go, and we're snapping. Nobody ever picked it up. You go, Coach, they're going to know what play you're running. Now you think about it. I just explained to you this numbering system, and y'all are smart guys. Where's 121? Now, Wing T people can't answer. Where's 121 going? Quick, hurry up, and just boom, snap the ball. You don't know. The quarterback's calling the play of the line. So what? They don't know what our numbers mean. Well, what if you want to call trap? Well, we've got code words. Tell me some things you trap. Got any hunters? What do you trap? What do you trap at the house? Come on, guys. Wake up. Help me out here. Ready. Team. What do you trap? Mice. A mouse. A possum. 24 possum. 24 mouse. Other team doesn't know what it means. We do. Well, what if you want to throw the ball? You can't yell past. How about sweep? Well, what do you sweep with? 41 broom. They threw in mop. I'm guessing all those sweep. We always wanted to have 2 words because some of the people we play are pretty smart. You play Norfolk Academy in some of those schools. They got kids with SATs off the top of the chart. Oh, they know our. Okay, just switch the code word. So we're up there calling our play using code word. Well, what if you want to throw the ball? Ranger. Got any Armed Forces folks with us, and thank you for your service. Oh. Where do Rangers come from? Out of the sky? Jump out of helicopters? Pass. Ranger. SEALs. Special Forces. Any of that. That means we're throwing the ball. Just come up. And here's the neat thing. If you're going to try and it works, let your kids invest in it. Let them, ask them, what are some things you track? Come on, man. Well, once they get into it and realize when you start using their code words, they love it. There's a chance for them to invest in the program, and then they take ownership of that. But we've got a whole series of it, just about any play we want. we can call and stick a code, because again, we're calling sweep and trap, waggle up on the line of scrimmage with no huddle. I mean, any dum-dum knows what waggle means, but they don't know what the duck waddles, waggle, so they call duck or goose. That's the code word. But again, let your kids, let them figure that out. But good stuff. As I showed you, 2-point stance and 3-point stance. Again, Coach Shea goes, we can't stand your cadence because we're trying to time the snap, and half the time you're going on first down, and then you shoot the hands down and we jump offside. And what basically happens then, now everybody's back on their heels. Wouldn't you like that for defense? Back on their heels because they don't want to jump offside. That's how you attack defenses with the cadence. That's simple. And as I said, I already tied into this. Okay, audibles. We didn't use these much because, again, I didn't trust our quarterback very often, but there are some very simple systems. A check with me, I think, is the best one. When you run trap, you want to run it to the 3-tech. So we would just get in our sugar hole, and he'd go 24, 26 mouse check with me. Ready, break. Well, we know it's going on go because it's 4-6, even number. So we've already got the cadence taken care of. So we're up on the line. He looks at the 3 technique, and he's sitting over here, and he goes 4, 4, 4. Nobody knows where 4 is or what it means except for us, and we run 24 trap. Suppose it's over here, check 26, or they shift. He just steps back, blue, 26, check 26. Run trap over here. It's great with jet sweep. You're looking for the lower numbers. Have you ever thought about it? 11 divided in half doesn't work. You can't slice it. They've got to go 6 to one side. Where's the softer edge? And you just check your jet sweep to that side. We've even done it with buck sweep because we run buck sweep to the tight end and wing. And one of the best plays we run is the wing back buck sweep back to the split inside. So we just make that call. 21, 29. Starting the motion, kick him, and away we go. And then buck sweep back over here. So again, attack the defense with all of it. We can change the play. Now, that spinner thing I was talking about, when I first put this in, I retired for a while. I coached middle school football. Now, that's fun. if you want to really be challenged, go down and coach some 6th and 7th graders. The little squirrels, I call them. They're just all over the place. And they told me, you can't run that stuff. That's high school stuff. Well, that's all I need to hear. Yes, we will. Tell me I can't do something. I'll show you. We called audibles with an 8th grade tailback. Wow. And he knew we were either going to run power or we were going to run ISO based on how they align. And we never got it wrong. One simple read, and he makes the call and runs the play. So you limited that. The key to me is you're not necessarily going to get a touchdown. I mean, that's what they're looking for in the NFL, taking all this stuff off. In my mind, you just want to get out of a bad play. Obviously, with trap, you want to run to the 3-tech, so you're getting yourself out of a bad play. You don't want to trap that guy there. So that's where audibles can attack the defense. All right, how we doing here? Scouting. I'm not going to take a lot. As I said, guys, we can do an hour just on scouting. But if you're a wing T guy, I will say this to you. Have you played this coach before? If you have, make sure you're keeping your old huddle stuff and you go back and check. Because you may have rushed for 400 yards against them. You know what? They're going to try it again. That's how stupid they are because they don't understand the wing T. If you haven't played it before, you better practice against an odd and an even front. And that, again, another one of the beauties of the Delaware wing T system. You got rules, you can block any front. Any front. Anything they throw up there. I mean, the craziest crap you've ever seen in your life if you're a wing T guy. You can block it with the Delaware rules. But what kind of fronts have they run? Prepare for that. Coverages, are they playing tight? Do they like the blitz? Look at their personnel. You know, are they flipping people? There's a reason for that. Well, let them line up and then you flip and go back the other way. There's the beauty again of the wing T shifting and motion and that type of thing. Find out where their weakest guy. One thing I picked up from a clinic 20 years ago. Who's penetrating the most? You got that one guy thinks he's NFL, he's got that foot kick back there and snap the ball, he's just flying upfield. That's the guy you want to trap. Let him come upfield, we're going to kick his butt out. Simple as that. That's the guy you aim for all night. And then it's just like, little peewee baseball, you got that guy in right fielder who's the daisy picker. I guarantee you, unless they are a powerhouse football team, they don't have two good corners in high school. One of them can be much better than the other. He's probably going to cover you one wide receiver. Great, that's our run flank over here anyway. So that to me, I wanted to look, give the kids a picture, but we see so much mess on Friday. Our scouting is probably very limited. But as we went through that, as I said, practice both fronts. One of the things we had to learn as wing T coaches, is this going to be an attacking defense or are they going to be a reading defense? And people for years just tried to press up in the gaps. That's exactly what we wanted them to do. We just block them down and run around them. Some teams finally got smart and they'd actually, remember that old Dallas flex where they kind of sit back on their heels and if he felt a down block, they literally, remember the old reverse roll? That's how they tried, and we weren't ready for it. And we actually lost the game because of that. We couldn't down block them because they were just trying to avoid us. Then we started practicing both. Attack, shoot up in the gaps, and this is where the difference between you gap and you down blocking all the time. A practice script, I think this is extremely important. We're going to try to run 25 plays in 35 minutes. We do a lot more teamwork running the wing T than most teams do. We're going to have a 30 to 40 minute team period 2 or 3 times a week. You need that coordination between the line blocking and the backs making their cuts. Because this isn't like getting that ball 7 or 8 yards deep and just waiting for something to come open. When those guards turn up on buck sweep, that guy's got to clean his cleats and he's got to be right up in there behind them. If he isn't, it's going to break down. So you've got to get that coordination. We don't hit much. In fact, we're not allowed to hit our backs. And we put the defense in those, we call them bumper pads, those forms, so they can beat on each other. And we shoulder block, by the way, and we always shoot for the hip. We haven't got 5 300-pounders up there who can bench press the moon. We're going to get down here and we're going to drive those feet. All stuff, again, give us an advantage. Getting look. We played Bishop Sullivan. Of course, they're all in the news now, but they were pretty good this past year. They had 4 guys over 300 pounds up front. Our biggest offensive lineman was 215. That running back that's going to William Mary, he only rushed for 313 yards against the line. We talked, well, guys, now we normally shoot for the hips, right? This week we're aiming for the knees. And I don't care if you get them in the ankles, just crab like a madman. You know, they're all these big 6'5", 300-pounders. Don't get me down there. Don't get me down. They don't like that. You get them down their leg. Of course, it's completely illegal in that foot zone. We're cutting people. And then we're not just cutting, we're cutting and driving. Very effective. Again, the great equalizer. Then, based on your practice script, we know exactly what play we're going to run and what defense we're going to see. Our scout team coordinator has them lined up in what we want. So I know we were laughing about making sure that that's where we want that play to run. I want to see this thing run against that defense. And we're correcting and moving on the run. Out of that, we build your big 5 now. There's my evening. I love to talk, love to share. I'm retired now, so I've got plenty of time. I'm not doing ministry work at church. All right, there's our first buzzer. Love to talk with you. And again, I know I'm just hitting the highlights and moving along here quick, but I can show you what our game plan or our ready list looks like. If you email me, I can shoot you a copy of that. All right. Let's get specifically real quick, and then I'm going to get to the video. Hopefully it's still working. The wing T, and really any offense, it's a numbers game. Where do you have the numbers advantage? They've got to split up 6 and 5 or 7 and 4. You just got to find where you've got the advantage and be able to attack that way. Now, how many people they have in the box? As I said, we saw a lot of man-to-man. Guys, I'm not kidding you. We saw 11 people in the box, 4 or 5 different games, because they knew we were going to run football. Of course, once we broke the line of scrimmage, there was nobody back there to catch you, and this kid runs a 4.5. So he probably had, good gosh, 14 runs over 50 yards, because he's also the state 100-yard champion, 100-meter. Sorry, an example, and hopefully we'll see this in a second. Atlantic Shores, who we played in the state championship, we got 4 films, everything. Of course, as I said, they were undefeated, only giving up like 9 points a game. They were rolling. Here we come in, we're 8-3. We got the dust of about 3 of the bigger schools. Bishop Ireton came down and kicked our butts, but we learned from it. We run one series, I run a couple of buck sweeps, nothing, ran a jet sweep, nothing, and finally the second series, maybe the third series, I'm finally looking at the defense. And by the way, at this, you need somebody in the box who understands the wing tee and can tell you what the defense is doing. I never had that. I had to see it from the sideline. I'm looking out there at the defense and I'm going, that big fat boy's 79, he goes about 320. He's not on our center. So I asked Ian, I said, you have anybody on you? No, sir. I said, well, where is he? Well, see, the problem is we go tight end left, tight end right. So I watched. They took their nose tackle and slid him over onto the guard and took that 5 technique or 4 technique and slid him down in the gap to the split end side. Okay. Our tight end side stuff ain't where. That's what we're known for. Well, the first time we run trap back to the split side, 18 yards. And our fullback runs about a 5.2. That's why I only got 18. He should have gone the whole way. Come back a couple plays later, run trap to the split side, 12 yards, 14 yards, 18 yards. I found out what they were giving us. I studied the numbers. They were over-adjusting their defense to stop our tight end wingback attack. So we just ran belly and trap back to the split side and a little buck sweep that way. We wagged it back out, and we put 38 on them, and nobody scored more than 10 the whole season. So again, that's the beauty of the wing tee. And I mentioned personnel. All right. I'm going to show you the film. I'm going to cut this short. These are just things, again, this is specific now with the wing tee. And by the way, I will send you this PowerPoint. If you wrote down my email, if you want to look at it again, we can talk about it. But this is one of our, in fact, we want to be able to attack across a wide front. Rich Erdely was up at Carnegie Mellon for years. It was called Lord have mercy. He said, the wing tee is basically a flank attack. And again, you look at military strategy, that's where you want to, that's where people are weakest, is attack, fold the flank and you crush it. So we've got a number of different ways to attack the flank, and once you've got them stretched, bam, then you hit them up the middle. That's the way we've attacked people. Now, I thought a lot of wing tee go, well, our fullback said, man, we're going to run belly and trap it down. I'm going, good for you. What does your line look like? Oh, we got some big hogs up there. I said, my guards last year were 135. We're not going to knock many people off the ball. Well, they can pull and trap people. So being able to attack across a wide front. Take advantage of pursuit. Again, the beauty of the wing tee. You got so much misdirection built into that. You counters and you counter crisscross. That's one of the best plays. If you're not running that, shame on you. And then, of course, the whole idea is because it is series, you got a base play that attacks, you've got a run play of misdirection, and then you've always got a pass play coming back off of it. So that's that system of offense we're talking about. And then finally, I'll sum this up by saying, do the unexpected. We had a trick of the week, and the kids love it. They would even bring in plays, something they've seen on Saturdays. The coach, we got to try this one. Well, some of them, I know they went on Madden and stole something. That was my favorite. That's the treasurer of the family. She's here to make sure the books get sold. But some of them were good, and we used we used 3 in the state championship game. One was a bust. We ran a halfback buck sweep pass. He threw an interception. But the other 2 were both scores, and were very much a part of the game when it was still a game. So have a trick of the week. Rick Darlington down at Apop, Florida has a whole DVD of tricks. Great stuff. He'll help you extra. Rick's a good guy. But we come in on Monday, we introduce our trick of the week. And at some point in time, here again, something I got from Bobby Bowden years ago, do your trick first. And use it. Again, there's sound play. We're not talking about triple reverse, roll behind the back, throw it over here. These are sound plays. But the kids get into that. They like that kind of stuff. And they can be very effective to help you in the game. All right, I've got to close. Finally, be known for something. Be known for something. You knew when you were playing Western Branch or Nancy Sub Academy, you had to stop buck sweep. You may not be a buck sweep guy, then jet sweep, or option, or you are going to run the fullback. And it's a very effective passing game out of the wing tee. Everybody thinks it's 3 yards in a cloud of dust. No way. But be known for something. Make those defenses know they've got to stop that, and if they don't, cram it right down their throat. We've run the same play 3, 4, 5 times in a row. We're getting 8, 12, 15. Why stop? Oh, well, I'm bored doing that. Are you bored with winning? If it's working, keep doing it till they stop. All right. I'm out of time here.
You have about 7 minutes.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. All right, here's some examples of attacking again with the wing tee. I'm not going to go into this now if you want to see it. Okay, there you go. There's my information. I've got a website, a blog. I post something every week. It's for coaches. Again, it's these little things, motivational things, organizational things. That type of, it's not X's and O's stuff. So, encourage you to go there, and again, there's my email if you want to contact me. Championship, I've done several DVDs for them. I've got the Malzahn stuff up here that I did for American Football Monthly.